Okay, this is our third attempt, and it looks like we are online. We have excellent connection, and hobefully this will not get cut off. Okay. So, good morning once again, class. With me today is Mr. Joseph Duque, of course, of Breaktime Philippines, and we're discussing about NBA cards and NBA card collecting. So, a while ago, we were discussing why collect NBA cards and what happened to the industry. So, let's dive more into what's in it for a collector. Okay. So, what's in it for a collector? Okay. For the people who are in the chat, oh my God, thank you, Larmy. Kindly share our show. So yeah, I'm actually sharing it right now in Facebook. So let's see. Mr. Duque, what's in it for collectors?
Um, well, for one, I think it's more of, again, since it's a hobby, it's a sense of fulfillment for yourself. It kind of, I mean, just like any other hobby, like riding a bike or collecting other memorabilia, or at least cooking, baking, just like that. It gives you a sense of fulfillment, brings you, of course, joy. Definitely, that's one of the things. All right. On top of that, again, on the investment side, it gives you um, something to fall back on. That makes sense. Just in case in some emergencies that you would need to sacrifice some of your collection. It's something that you could. I mean, NBA cards is something that you could give, or at least sell out to others with still a good, with follows a good price, or at least it gives us a good price, or at least secures us in a way, just like any other kind of investment.
All right, that's excellent answer, sir. Now let's move on to why. Like you said a while ago, why did you were saying that it's a personal thing for you to collect NBA cards. So how did you start, or what made you start the hobby of collecting?
Okay, actually, it's kind of a long story, but yeah, just to summarize that, back then when we were kids, some of our relatives from the U.S. Send, send some old cards to us. Actually, that's also the same time that I fell in love with basketball and NBA. So each time that we would receive packages from them, that's the first thing that we're gonna be looking for. Where's the NBA card? Where's Michael Jordan? Where's Scottie Pippen? Because back then it was actually the Chicago Bulls who was actually reigning. So they're the most famous team that back then.
90s,
And we
90s.
90s, yes. We were very excited each and every time we would receive the package, because we would get a chance to put the cards in the sleeves, put them in a binder, look at them, and then that's it. It actually gave us some, kind of form of an entertainment. It's something also to bond with our dad, because he was also collecting back then somehow, but not really an intense collector. But he likes basketball as well. So from then it kind of stopped in the bit in the middle, because of course studies, and then eventually work, and then back now, when it actually re-emerged again, primarily because of social media, uh, it actually intrigued me into joining. Like, oh, that's cool. Okay, uh, I think I can join that. I think I can join a box break, and then and from there, until now, I'm already collecting. I mean, I've been collecting ever since.
Mm, ever since.
Yep.
So, what are the challenges? What are the struggles that you have encountered?
Well, as a collector, um, it may be expensive if the player that you're trying to collect is I mean has high prices. Like let's say for example, let's give the goat the example, like Michael Jordan. If you're trying to collect this person, um, it's gonna be somehow expensive if you're gonna buy it directly from another person or not really win it in an auction, but yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's an expensive one. But if you would, let's say, start from like let's say a rookie who's, I mean, we don't know yet how good he is or how good he will be in the future. I mean, his cards are not that pricey yet, and then eventually it will just go up as he grows as a player as well. So yeah.
Okay, and then um, you said it's about expense. So, what?
Mhm.
How do you usually deal with the expensive cards back then?
Oh, back then, we are not really buying the cards. We're just waiting for the cards to arrive to us through the packages. But now, I mainly join breaks as well, and of course through Facebook. I mean, Facebook has a very vast marketplace nowadays. You just type in on the search field, just type, let's say, your favorite player, like Lamelo Ball. I mean, it would actually show you a lot of information about him. And yeah, if you want to search for a specific card, then you'll be able to find that there.
All right. Well, oh my God, we have seven viewers. So the seven viewers, please stay tuned because Mr. Duque will be giving you a special prize. So we will raffle off some interesting stuff, including, okay, I guess this is the good time to say it, Mr. Duque.
Yep, yep,
He's
I'm
going
good.
to offer one break box break slot for you guys. So that means if you are lucky, you will get that box break slot position in the next box break of box break time Philippines. So keep watching and then stay tuned for other surprises coming from Mr. Duque of Break Time Philippines. So Joseph, um personally,
Hmm.
people have their own peeves. So who's your personal collection, or what is your personal collection look? How does it look
um,
like?
to
How
be honest,
expensive are they?
I'm actually more of an old soulist, as some call it. My personal collection, I don't have a very good collection yet, though. But my personal collection is Magic. And I don't know if you
Magic
guys can see
Johnson.
that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm actually a big Magic Johnson fan. Ever since I saw him play, I'm super amazed on how he plays and how he encourages his team as a player. So yeah, I kind of like how we play. Yeah, I started collecting. Yeah, something like this. This is like a memorabilia. It's like a game worn um, card. I mean, there's a game worn piece there from his old jersey. And
Wow, wow. And I'd like to know how much did it cost you?
well, actually, these when I bought it, they're just, I mean, because I won it in an auction in eBay. So since none, I mean, not very many people are buying into the auction, I got it for I think about a few dollars. Uh, but yeah, nonetheless, when it arrived, even though it was just a few dollars, for me it was something really really good because I like Magic Johnson. He's actually my idol. I mean, he's one of my heroes actually. So for me, for Jet, for even though it has a very low price, it's still something big for me.
Interesting. I also won something in an auction, but this is an auction on Facebook. So
Mm-hmm.
I won a jersey of a piece of the jersey of Anthony Towns.
Whoa,
So it's called it's actually a purple card. So it's like this.
that's nice.
Right? So it's numbered 62 out of 99.
That's nice.
So interesting enough. Yes, I actually started also collecting. Um, but the optimum, I guess, thing here is which we will segue to our next question is
Mm-hmm.
why is it booming in the pandemic? Why is the card industry, specifically the NBA, is
Mm-hmm.
it resurged during the pandemic? Why do you think what happened?
Well, if I mean, aside from NBA is actually the most famous sport in the whole world, I think, or pro- probably personally. um, I guess again, as I mentioned a while ago, it's regarding the influence of social media. Um, there were, I mean, here in the Philippines, some of our vloggers or our businessmen tend to live stream some of their breaks, or at least whenever they purchase some cards or some boxes, and whenever they try to showcase those cards that they're getting, people tend to get hyped with it. Like, oh, he got this card. It's very expensive. It's worth like 4 million pesos,
Wow.
or about how much was that? $80,000. So with a single card, I mean, definitely you as a consumer, or probably just someone who likes NBA in general, would be kind of interested. Wow, okay, you can get something out of the cards. I mean, given just a fraction of the price, I can get that particular card. So, that's kind of interesting, and that's actually why people nowadays tend to go with it.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, aside from box breaking, there are other stuff um, that that kinds or that's kind of works similar to how it is, like how um, e-coins are now working, like doggy coin, bitcoins and stuff. Yeah, it works very similarly to that. But in this case, we're more focused more on the players, NBA. And again, since the new NBA players are given more exposure, again, due to social media. So I think for me, social media became like a very good avenue for exposure, not only for businessmen, not only for entertainment, but also for everything. So, and I think that's why it's kind of booming right now, because we are, I think we have already transitioned, but we are transitioning into like old technology generation to a new technology generation, like a high tech generation already. Right. So that's why for me, I think that's the reason why this kind of hobby is up in the rise right now.
And so you said it's one of the movers is social media.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you think um, of course it's because of technology, but why do you think
Mm-hmm.
what would be the certain strengths of social media? Why is it
Mm-hmm.
social media is the prime mover of the resurgence of NBA collecting, card collecting?
Yeah. Well, for specifically for box breaking, and by the way, guys, later we'll define how that works or what the process is. But for now, just to provide you some basic information about it. In box breaking, we mostly go need to go in live before we can even start the break. So that's one reason already why we're using the social media. I mean, either YouTube or using Facebook, Instagram. We need those tools in order for us to reach those people outside of our vicinity, right? I mean, it would be very impossible back then since we didn't have enough technology to communicate with other people. Like, let's say for myself, I live in Marikina City, Metro Manila, Philippines, and some of our members on our group are actually living in Davao City, within Philippines. Some of them are also living outside of the country. So without this tool or avenue or the social media, I don't think box breaking would be even possible, right? Um, Aside from that, it gives us free market. We can just simply post these things online for free, mind you, because I mean before everything is being paid, right? I mean, if you need advertisements, if you need a billboard, or if you need like to post or to sell something, everything has a price. But now it comes very cheap, right? If you want to sell something, you just post it in Facebook or Instagram, Snapchat, or whatnot. You can post it for free. So everyone can become an entrepreneur
Hmm.
or like an investor. So, and I think that really helped this business, or at least yeah, a business a lot.
So you already started with the term box breaking. So um, what are the usual things that a box breaking, what is box breaking, by the way? So go let's talk about it, because I got
Right.
into NBA collecting because of box breaking. So
Okay. Well, yeah. Let me define some terms first, so at least everything would be clear for everyone. So, box breaking, and we're not really breaking the boxes, just to clarify that. It's more like us opening the boxes or ripping the packs to get the cards inside of it. Let me show you one example. So I have here a box. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, this is a 2021 Prism. It has 24 cards, and in the market, it kind of costs about let's say 7 to 8 thousand, just this for this one box for just 24 cards. All right, so box breaking, in a sense, it actually works because there are some collectors that, of course, would only want to get those teams or those cards that they have interest on, right? I mean, if let's say for myself, I like basketball player like let's say Magic Johnson, and I don't want any other cards or players. I don't want to pay for those players. I only want to pay for Lakers, my team, or Magic Johnson, right? So box breaking gave those collectors an avenue to, you know, pay for a fraction of the price of one box of the 8,000, but at the same time they will be getting the teams or the players that they want. All right. So, and I think this is also one of the reasons why box breaking became famous. Aside from the people wanting to collect NBA, it gave them an avenue to get those cheaper. right? So instead of them purchasing the whole 8,000 pesos box, which is about, let me convert it for our audience. 8,000 is about what, 500?
No, no,
No.
no, no. It's
Sorry.
roughly
I'm a math
it's
major, but
roughly 150.
I'm really bad with
150 US.
conversion. Yeah, like 150 bucks. All right. So instead of me personally paying for that price for the whole box, I'll only pay a fraction of it, which is, let's say, about what, $20,
Mhm.
and I'll get a chance to get the cards that I like and the teams that I like. So that's the general idea about box breaking. Now, in terms of the process, we have actually different formats for it, but just for simplicity's sake, um, most of the time, before a box break starts, the box breaker would look for people who would want to join the break, and mostly or generally, or an average 30 people. 30 because there are 30 teams in the NBA, and you would want to, um, I mean, players would, or those participants would generally pay 1 out of 30 of the price of this box. And everyone would get a random team, and then whatever team is assigned to them, that all of the cards under that team would be theirs. So that's the general idea of box breaking. So for me, I think it works because there's minimum waste that's happening. I mean, yeah, instead of me buying the whole box, I'll just pay a fraction for the team that I want. That's it.
So, it's good to know that these formats are called team random or team
Hmm.
TRs, and um pick your team, which is
Right.
PYT. So I have experienced both. In I think I'm just in the scene for just a fraction of 2 weeks. So
Right.
I just started this May. So I am very lucky to have people who were friendly and are also very committed to what they do.
Hmm.
I've met some unlikely people, and you know, looking at their Facebook accounts, I found out I realized that they're connected to me in some way or another. For example, Mr. Joseph Duque here is uh, a former batchmate of Tim Masangkay, my teammate in my squad for Mobile Legends, and of course also an avid collector of Magic the Gathering. Um, he's also a teacher as well. So, and if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Duque finished also secondary education. So
Yep.
we are very much in the community. We're one and the same. And okay, we have a question here.
Yes, sir.
All right. I was wondering what's box breaking. Okay. Larmy, Mr. Duque answered your question. Um, I find it okay. If you win the box break, the slot that Mr. Duque is offering, you will feel the adrenaline rush. I guarantee. Especially if you get one of those powerhouse teams that they actually have expensive cards. Okay. Even if you don't get the powerhouse teams, you will get the chance to have other cards. So Joseph, let's discuss these cards. What are
Hmm.
the different cards that you can get? In
Right.
Yeah, what are the classifications of cards, and then
Hmm.
uh does it really affect the value of these cards?
Yep. Okay. Before we proceed with that, let me just answer partially the question raised. For box breaking, in layman's terms, I could probably um, relate it somehow similar to a raffle. It works very similar to a raffle wherein you pay like a small amount, and then eventually you'll get the chance to win a grand prize of, let's say, of $1 million, something like that. It kind of works similarly to that, but instead of you winning um, that price amount, you get to win the teams or the players that are assigned to you. So let's say, again, going back to our example, you have a box that has a worth of $150. The breaker, me, will open the box. You, as a participant of the break, would just pay about a fraction of it, which is, let's give it about, like, let's say $10, all right, or $20, something like that. And then whichever team is assigned to you, depending on the format that you are in, which is what Sir Jay has mentioned, which are the team random or pick your team, you'll get all the players under that team. So for the audience, I think there might be a few jargon, or there would be jargon, some jargon for you, especially if you're not very familiar with the basketball industry or environment. But if you guys have questions, feel free to raise them.
Yes, we have a
Um,
question here. Joseph from Yoon. I think we will be discussing this later. Are
mhm.
there different card brands for NBA? Are there
Yep.
specific brands we have to note of if we were to
Mhm.
start collecting them? So
All right. That's actually a good question. And yes, we will get into that later or in a bit. But yeah, let me proceed with the
types of cards.
um, types of cards first. Okay. So we actually have quite a few. Let me provide some example. Uh, just getting these cards here. Uh, Let me see. Okay. So one I've already shown you a while ago. This one here. This is, oh, there you go. Again, this is Magic Johnson. I'm not sure if it's very clear. My camera is not focusing. There. So that's what we call as a memorabilia card. It Memorabilia cards contain most of them contain game worn materials like the jersey or a part of a shoe or probably a part of a cap that they've worn during the draft night, something like that. So it's something that was owned personally by the player that or probably worn personally by the player that you have. Another card that I have here, like this one, and actually this is gonna be one of the cards for raffle, Sir Jay.
Yes.
Um, this is actually a what we call as a rookie card. I don't know if you can see this one here. Sorry, let me just get it closer. There on the upper right side or the upper right corner of that card, it says RC. RC actually means rookie card. Um, just to give you an insight why that's important is because most of our collectors um, start collecting I mean, they mostly focus on the rookie cards. If a player becomes really, really good in the market, his or her rookie cards are going to be one of the most expensive because that would, I mean, given a certain career, there's only one time that you would be a rookie, right? Because so that is very special for the player. So in basketball, rookie is a very, very important season. And most collectors often, if not, focus on those cards. I mean, second year is important, third year is important, fourth year, or probably the last season that they would play in the NBA is also important. But one of the most important, if not the most important, is the rookie season. That's why most of our collectors collect rookie cards, and they are mostly the most expensive among all. And just to give you a trivia about that, the most expensive card that we have, at least in the entire world, that has been sold is a rookie card. I don't know if you guys know LeBron James. He's actually one of the, if not the best player in the whole world in the NBA. And his card, a rookie card, was recently sold for $5.8 million just for that single card. So imagine that. I mean, you getting it as a rook. I mean, him as a rookie, waited about almost 20 years for it to mature. Now he's here, almost retiring, probably getting another championship. It might, or the prices might still go up
Go
even higher.
agreed.
Yeah, so rookie cards, very, very important. There's another one, though I don't have an actual example for it, but it's a signature card. It contains actually the actual autograph of the player. And most of the time, that's actually what gives the card the price, or at least a higher price or higher value, since it's an actual, I mean, just the
Signature.
same as any other, um, like let's say if you're going on a autograph. I mean, if you're seeing your favorite artist, I mean, and have them sign any of the memorabilia or their stuff, the value goes higher. Same goes with the NBA cards. So the most expensive ones contain those signatures, especially if they're very rare. Yeah, those are the ones. Um, and of course, the most important, or not really the most important, one of the importance as well, are the base cards. These are just the standard cards, not no autograph, no memorabilia, just plain base card. No, there. And there are several more actually, but you'll get to know more of them once you join the actual breaks. There are the parallels and all the variations and stuff. But basically, um, the in terms of worth or value, if you would want to start collecting, go for the autographs or memorabilias or the silver sparkly ones, as they say.
Shiny
most of the
shinies.
yeah, most of the shiny cards are kind of expensive. So, or at least it gives value to the card itself.
I think I have a shiny card. I just don't know where I placed it. Yeah, there we go. Here it is. Uh, I think I have one. It's also numbered, by the way. It's really an old Prism card. So this is Austin Rivers.
Wow,
So this is
shiny.
shiny, and it's also numbered. You can see there.
Mhm.
So yeah, how come there are numbered cards? By the way,
Y- Yeah, that's a good question. Actually, it gives the rarity of the card, or at least it gives more value to the card itself. Numbered cards, at least whichever number is there, are what we call a short prints, or the cards are just limited to those number of cards. So let's say, for example, what you have, sir, let's say, for example, what you have is 25 out of 99.
Mhm.
It means that there are only 99 cards in production or that was ever made for that particular card. Okay. So earlier I mentioned something about the base card, right? So base cards are actually printed unlimited. They're not short printed. They're not um, Yeah, they're not limited. Short print cards, just like what Sir Jay has shown us a while ago, those are limited cards. So if you have a card that says 1 out of 5, right, it means that you have one card out of 5 in the whole world.
World. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So imagine if you have a card which is 1 of 1.
Yes.
So that means that's a very unique card, means you are the only person who has that card in the whole world. So imagine how it would bring up the value of your card, right? So I mean, aside from the player being really really good, if you have a card that is very unique to you, I mean that you have that unique card, the value is very very high, especially for the collectors of that specific player. Just a trivia, if we have like Filipino audience here, you guys might know Big Boy
Big Boy Cheng.
Big Boy Cheng or Boss Cheng.
Boss Cheng.
He actually the card that he drew was actually a 1 of 1 card of a player named John Morant. Um, that card was actually a rookie card. So if you guys the one that I mentioned a while ago, rookies are very important. So since that player is really doing good right now, his card prices are going up. Now,
And
Big
it will
Boss
go up if
Cheng,
they win today because
yeah, if they win today because they have a game today and they're gonna
yes,
go to the playoffs.
currently they are leading by 7 points. It's 47 Grizzlies, 40 Warriors.
I'm still going in favor of Golden State, but good luck.
Good luck. Yes.
Right. So going back, so this streamer or vlogger and then slash entrepreneur got actually a card or opened a box, and he got this card, John Morant rookie card,
1 of 1
and it's a 1 of 1. It means he is the only person who has that card
in the entire world.
in the entire world. So even though, I mean, even if you search elsewhere, it's for sure you wouldn't be able to find that exact card anywhere else. That's the only card. I mean, that's the only one that he's the only one who has that card. And he actually sold out for about what 4 million pesos, which is again 80 about $80,000. So yeah, the, that's one of the factors that we consider if you want to start collecting. Um,
Interesting. Interesting.
what was the other question again, Sir Jay? Sorry.
The other question was the specific brands of cards.
Oh, the brands. Okay. So just to give you a heads up, back then, way back in the 90s, the leading brand is what we call the Upper Deck and Tops. They actually generally monopolize the brands, especially for basketball. Honestly, I'm not sure with
Clear.
baseball or football. I think for baseball it's Tops, but
Yeah,
mainly
Tops
for
baseball.
basketball is Upper Deck.
Upper Deck. And yeah, I would like to add Fleer. Remember the
Fleer,
brand
yeah,
Fleer?
Fleer.
Yeah.
Actually, Fleer came first and then Upper Deck.
Upper Deck,
Sorry,
yeah.
yeah.
Then yeah,
Uh, when basketball was rejuvenated by Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, yeah, Fleer came into the picture. You know, started printing cards since people realized that, oh, I like to get a picture of him. I like to get an autograph of him. I want to get a card. So, Fleer took advantage of that, created NBA cards, and it started from there. So in the middle of about in the 90s, when Michael Jordan actually dominated the NBA, Upper Deck came into action, and he signed a like an exclusive contract with them. At least until today, he is still with them. That's why we don't see any Michael Jordan cards anymore at the present. I mean, there are no more Michael Jordan cards produced or reproduced because Upper Deck has the exclusive rights to create those. Unfortunately, though, that all ended in 2009.
Yes.
Um, NBA ended their contract with Upper Deck and started it with Panini, which, by the way, is the current active distributor or producer of NBA cards. Okay, so if you want to look for current cards, those are the ones that you would want to look for, Panini cards. Actually, you wouldn't be able to find any other cards or current cards other than Panini. If you're gonna look at 90s cards like the Michael Jordan era, yeah, most likely you'll get Upper Deck until the 2009 class or batch. But anything after that, that's Panini. Uh, I don't know if you guys will see it. Let me try. There you go. It says there Panini Prism. Let me tilt it down a bit. Yeah, there you go. So there are actually several boxes that Panini creates every year, and prices for each boxes would differ depending on the cards that you will get inside. It ranges from a very cheap 800 pesos, which is about 12
Yeah.
to $15,
12 to 15.
up to the high amount of $10,000. So that's the whole range of it. It depends on how intense you would want to collect. Okay. Um, right now, the players that you would want to get aside from the rookie ones, of course, it all depends on who who do you like, right? I mean, I personally I like Magic Johnson, so I collect him, right? Probably one thing that I would mention if you're gonna start collecting is do not let let others dictate what you want to collect.
What do you want to collect?
Collect who you want to collect. Because if you let the market dictate that, then I don't think you'll enjoy the beauty of card collecting, especially the one that we're doing right now. Yeah.
Well, I
Did I
start.
answer the question?
Yeah, I think you answered it pretty well. With that comment, I would like to say that I started collecting this second year or sophomore
Mm-hmm.
from New York Knicks. He is RJ Barrett. He's the well, they say that his rookie year wasn't as good
Good.
as the first two people who was ahead of him in the
All
draft
right.
class, namely Zion Williamson and Ja Morant.
Right.
But right now, if you look at the team standings, New York Knicks is number 4 in the East,
Right.
and one of the things that attributed to their rankings is RJ Barrett, because apparently his play style fits Tom Thibodeau's coaching style, and he was given the maximum play time
Mm-hmm.
for him to be able uh, to up his game or upgrade his game.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, one of the nominees for most improved player of the year is also from New York Knicks, which is
Right.
Julius Randle.
Randall.
And I know that Julius Randle cards are going up recently.
Right. Mm-hmm.
I have seen the influence of the award. So also to take note, as a newbie advisor, although I am a newbie collector, I would also give an advice to take note of the upcoming awards: the
Mm-hmm.
MVP, the most improved player, the sixth man award, of course, and the rookie of the year. Because if your player is going to be that player who gets the award, his card value will actually go up.
Right.
So looking forward to, of course, in the sixth man of the year award, our kababayan Jordan Clarkson
Yeah,
is
Jordan Clarkson.
going up against Julius Randle. So I do not know. I wish Jordan Clarkson wins, but of course, I'm rooting for New York Knicks in the East, and of course LeBron James in the West. But I
Of
also
course,
have
LeBron.
I'm also partial with Ja Morant. So
Mm,
hopefully they could, I do not know what will happen with today's game, but whoever wins, it's still a win-win situation for the fans of the NBA.
right.
All right.
And I guess that's also just to add the part. That's why rookie cards are kind of important. I mean, in start of their career, you don't even know yet how good they will be in the future.
Mhm.
Some failed miserably, like let's say one of them is Greg Oden. I don't know if you guys know him. He's actually predicted to be like the second Shaquille O'Neal, but unfortunately, injury killed his career. He was even drafted ahead of Kevin Durant, which is now one of the greatest players of all time.
Mm. That's true.
So again, it depends. It's gonna go up or down depending on how the player will play in the future. So if you get a rookie card and you don't like him now, just keep him, right? Probably in 3, 5, or even 10 years, he'll be a superstar. We don't know. So as part of the raffle of Sir Jay later, we will actually be giving out, if I may
Go
plug
ahead.
this, Sir Jay.
No, go
Yeah,
ahead.
I've allotted here rookie cards for you, at least for the winners. So these are not very, very good rookies yet or players yet. I mean, they're not really performing so much at the moment, but since we cannot really predict what's going to happen in the future, they may perform well or they may go even deeper than how they are right now. We don't know. But again, it's something that we can look forward to as a collector. Again, just make sure if you're gonna want to start doing this, I mean collecting NBA cards or investing into it, make sure to do your research. That's very, very important. Research because you would want to know if you like this player, like how he plays. Do you like that? How he maneuvers in the court? Right? Is he a good guy? Like, is he not, doing any foul plays or dirty plays? Something like that. Those are factors that you would want to consider if you want to choose a specific person. I myself, from this batch, have started collecting. His name is actually Alexei Pokusevsky.
Yeah.
He's actually one of the
The
persons that we're
rookies.
gonna raffle later.
Right.
This one is actually part of my personal collection, but it's an extra card, so I want to share this with you guys. But yeah, and so this guy here, yeah, he's a very thin guy. I think he has a height of 7 something, 7'2", 7'1", but he weighs about 185. And we don't know. He's very raw. I mean, his talent is very raw at the moment, but he has some promise, and I think he'll be a good player in the future. That's why I'm collecting him, and I really like his play style. So for me, since I like how he plays, I collect him. That's it. As simple as that. But if you would, if in any case want to join the collecting as an investor, you should go for the bigger names. Like right now, it's LaMelo Ball, which is one of the famous rookies currently.
Yes.
Is a card or that I own that is of him. It's not an auto card, or it's not a memorabilia card. It's just one card called the Rookies, but it has a pressed proof here. So
Oh, that's expensive.
kind of, kind of, at least for the amount that I paid for it. I mean, not directly for it because I joined a box break. Um, and this, I think, this is also the reason why I joined the whole industry of box breakings, because I won from it, or at least I gained something from it. And probably I just paid around like about $5 to join a specific break, but I got this one, which cost about $100 in general. I mean, in average. So imagine, the cost difference or the value difference of what you're paying versus what you're gonna get. But just a general reminder to everyone who's interested to join, um, definitely you win some, definitely you'll lose some. It's a game of luck. Um, but in the end, of course, if you're really persistent, or at least if you're really interested in it, you keep on trying. All right. But of course, take note, you keep on trying to your limit. You have to set your limits as well. All right. So set priorities straight.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I can see here some entries in the raffle. So of course, we are going to get the names of these people, and then we will have a separate special draw that I will broadcast. So when do you? By the way, before, of course, the usual thing that we do in the show. If you have any questions, additional questions for our guest, Mr. Joseph Duque, feel free to type it here in our chat box. So again, in order for you to join the raffle, you have to type in the comment section hashtag BreaktimePH. Again, hashtag BreaktimePH. And I would like to invite you all to join also the Break Time official Facebook page. The link is in the description box below. Go ahead and join. And of course, uh, if I'm not mistaken, you and your brother are the
Hmm.
moderators of this group. So
Yes.
if you would join today, you will be accepted, of course, by our guest speaker. And like he said a while ago, one of you lucky viewers will be able to participate in one of their box breaks. I think the upcoming one, or is it what?
Yes.
Okay, the up.
Yeah, because this is actually something that I suggested to Sir Jay a while ago. Because for me, since I am by profession a teacher, I strongly believe that experience is actually the best teacher. And I suggested to him a while ago that, yeah, if there's someone really interested in the hobby, why not let them experience the real thing, right? So yeah, if you guys were really interested and eventually you win the raffle, yep, I got you guys.
So, guys, rookie cards and a slot. So we will separate. We will raffle those in these two special awards for in a special episode. I'm going to do it live as well so that everyone can see. Okay. So any questions? Come on, guys. Questions? Any more questions for Mr. Duque? Because uh, if you start now, it's going to be a very healthy and fun experience because the community is very friendly. um
Hmm.
okay,
Actually,
by
that's one of the reasons as well why I started this group. Um, I just want to thank also the specific box group that encouraged me to start this in the first place. It's the HXM box break group, to Sir Marv and Sir Hilton. Since uh, based on my experience, they were really really professional and at the same time very accommodating. And it's very it's a good group, to join in, because the community there, I mean, aside from them liking the same things that you like, um, you know, you get to have the chance to communicate with other people, interact with them. If you're just starting and are just new to it, there's no problem to that. I mean, they're there to support you. They're there to answer all of your questions, and this is something that we also wanted to model on our group. We would want to, make everyone realize that, hey, even though that you're new, we're here to help you. We can answer all of your questions. If you're unsure on how the whole thing works, yeah, we're gonna be there with you every step of the way to probably even give you even a mock break if necessary. Yeah, we can do that for you. So, you know, this kind of in this particular hobby, it's not, well, it has a price a little bit, but it's not, it probably is worth the value of what you're gonna get, right? I mean, you're
Even
not
more.
just right, you're not just collecting cards, you're gaining friends, you're, gaining the knowledge about the NBA players. You become an investor, right? So there are a lot of things that you can get out of this of the box breaking group. Yeah. And again, as what Sergey has mentioned a while ago, feel free to join us on our group. And if you guys have any personal questions that you would want to raise, feel free to send us an IM. You can find us there, or yeah, you can message Sergey, and uh, we'll course through everything through him. Then yeah, we can talk about everything about box breaking and anything you would want to clarify.
All right. So, again, with that tip from Mr. Duque, we would like to end this technically unfulfilling show. I'm I'm quite disappointed with
The streaming.
the stream, but I cannot, that's our internet. Welcome to the Philippines, right? Uh, well, there is a question here being asked.
Sure.
Is there any other items in box breaking, or is this exclusive for NBA stuff?
Um, um, we as a group, I mean, our group primarily focuses on basketball cards, but if you're interested in other sports, there are some other groups that do cater football, baseball, even Pokemon cards.
Yes.
So if you're interested in it, I'm sure you'll be able to find the different groups in Facebook. And if you're not sure how to get there, yeah, we can definitely help you with that as well. Even though if you're not directly interested with the NBA, yeah, we can still help you find the group that would really best fit your interest.
Well, speaking of fitting your interest, I would like to also announce that we will be also featuring other collectors here, including collectors of toys,
Mm-hmm.
okay, stamps and coins, memorabilias. So these people in the industry who were already in the field of collecting, we will be having them in our show. You could ask them questions. Of course, we focus today on box breaking because again, NBA collecting is not currently the prime mover in online transactions, if not the biggest, one of the largest. So, with that, Mr. Duque, I would like to thank you and the entire community of Breaktime Philippines. Uh, to our audience out there, thank you for staying with us, even if we had technical difficulties. Like we said a while ago, third time is a charm. It took us three times to launch this show, and the third time worked finally. So again, those people who want to join, who already mentioned in the comments hashtag BreakTimePH, you are officially entering the raffle. So we declare the raffle closed, and with that in mind, continue to like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell to get notified of our latest episode. Thank you, Mr. Joseph Duque.
You're
Thank you
always
to
welcome, sir.
everyone. Thank you to everyone who watched the show. And this is Teacher Jhei signing off. Until the next episode, cheers.